Hey guys, I'm back. So I've been doing the SmackDown and Raw um, reviews for a little bit now. And I watch NXT too, so I figured, why not? It's all WWE. Why not? I know that there's people out there that like NXT, and quite frankly, some days I like it more than the other stuff because I feel like there's still more uh, passion sometimes. But anyway, enough of that. I'm gonna look back at this this Tuesday's review. So basically, we started off with a men's battle royale, and whoever won is going to fight Tony D'Angelo and Stax, and the winners were Andre Chase and Duke Hudson. So we already had like a tag team and then another tag team going at it, which I'm fine with. I think it's a little silly the whole Chase U thing, but I mean they are talented, so I'm fine with that. And of course, I also think that the whole mafia family thing's a little absurd too, but they're good people. So I mean it's all good. It's good wrestling. So I'm looking forward to that. Halloween Havoc is coming up, and they announced that New Year's Day is actually going to be performing at that. So all the metalheads out there like myself, if you guys like NXT anyway, you're going to enjoy that too, because that's just how badass is that. They had the women's breakout tournament, and basically what that is they had all these people, all the women that you are breaking out into NXT. And Carmen Petrovic, I think I'm saying her name right. She has a freaking sword and a third-degree black belt versus Jada Parker, who's also great in her own right. But actually, Petrovic won by submission. But I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch of them because it was a great fight. But I mean, quite frankly, Carmen Petrovic is going to be one of the women that I'm watching for, because she kind of like, I think it's going to be, we have Kiana James, we have. But where speaking of women though, where has Sol Ruka been? I can't remember if did I miss something. I don't know where she's been at. So if anybody watching this can help me out and tell me where she's been at, that would be great, because I really don't know. But she is an athlete, so that one I would love to see her come back. But with that being said, Roxanne Perez, we have all these great women that are just in the Tiffany Stratton, that are in the in the thing right now. Gigi Dolan, JC Jane, Thea Hale, they're a tag team now. But I mean, there's just countless women that are great. But anyway, so Tegan Knox went against Lyra Valkyria with Natalia in Tegan's corner, and Lyra ended up winning because Piper Niven and Chelsea Green came out and screwed everything up, and they kind of just were kind of fighting and picking, which Chelsea Green, it makes sense for me. I know that she's usually doing that, and I know that her and Piper Niven have become a tag team, especially since Sonya Deville has been out, but I kind of felt like Sonya Deville, or I'm sorry, Piper Niven, it kind of seemed out of character for her. Chelsea Green, I have no qualms with her. It makes total sense that she goes out there and messes with stuff because that's just who her character is, but Piper Niven, I kind of thought had a little more respect. I don't know. I don't really care because it still makes for good matches, but it's just a little observation I had. But then we had Shotzi versus Kiana James, and Shotzi ended up winning with the help of Roxanne Perez, and she actually gave Roxanne Perez handed Shotzi Kiana's purse, and she just beat her down with it. It was awesome. But I'm sorry, Roxanne Perez did that, but still, it ended up being good for Shotzi, and I like both of them, so I wouldn't mind seeing some more of them. Nathan Frazier beat up Dom Dom, which is always a great time whenever Dom Dom gets beaten up, and he actually took it to the ring, but Rhea Ripley, of course, saved him. They were actually just kind of they were talking in the middle of the hall, and it was like they bring to the ring and all that kind of thing. So for the women's breakout tournament this time, it ended up being Brinley Reese versus Ariana Grace. And Grace actually ended up beating Brinley Reese by face masking her, and she won. And for those of you that don't know, a face mask is literally where you just get like your face pulled down. I was in wrestling in high school. It freaking hurts if it happens, so no doubt. I mean, it's kind of a done deal. If you get face masked hard enough, you're done. And in the professional wrestling setting, that's exactly what happened. And that's, so I mean, I'm not surprised at all that it ended up being, kind of done. But the main event was Carmelo Hayes versus Dijak versus Baron Corbin. So that was a nice thing. Dijak's my least favorite of those three, but obviously he's a great kind of villain to throw in there because that's what he is. And Carmelo Hayes is he's the good guy of the three, and then Baron Corbin, of course, is another villain, so to speak. But I like all three of them, and Carmelo Hayes ended up winning, which I was happy for because of the three, Carmelo Hayes is my favorite. But overall, it was a really good week for NXT, and like I've said, NXT sometimes just has better matches than Raw and SmackDown because some of these people are still hungrier, and I don't think NXT gets the proper dues that it is given or deserved. And I am actually a bigger fan of NXT, I think, than SmackDown and Raw. I know that I've been reviewing SmackDown and Raw a lot longer, but I kind of was watching NXT this week and I started taking notes, and I'm like, why don't I just review NXT as well? So here I am starting to do NXT reviews. I can't promise I'll do it every week, but I mean, I'll definitely try to because wrestling is badass and, people love it. But I will be back with another something soon. But until then, guys, take it easy.